welcome back to Mike's Double Edge. Today is the brush review. Don't mind the mess in the back. We're doing the packing thing for the future move. So, but here's the brushes. The Diablo brush. It's a badger brush. I forget what type of badger hair it is. And then the base or bass brush. And that's a boar brush. That's what it looks like on top. It never really recovers. And there's something to tell about this brush. So let's get with this one first. So even though this one is soft, I mean really soft, it feels good on the face, I don't think it does well. It mixes up the lather really well. But to me, that's all it can do. Like I said, it's nice and soft. Feels nice on the face. Love the handle. But the knot, not a big fan of. Because it can't face lather. Because whenever you try and do this, it pulls the lather off your face and back into this. And then eventually the lather starts coming out the back. It smells good. I don't know what I used last in it, but it smells good. It's still kind of damp feeling in there. But it does splay nicely. But yeah. So it won't face lather very well. If you brush on some lather, it'll do that. But it also pulls it off at the same time. So it can be nice and thick on the brush, and it will lay it down, but every stroke you take, you see it getting thinner and thinner, and then it piles itself back on here, and it gets thinner on your face. It doesn't coat the face. It just lays it down and pulls it off at the same time. So it is a very big lather hog. And I like to do both bowl and face lather. This is a great bowl lather to mix up the lather. But when it actually comes to spreading on your face, I mean, you can get it to do it. You just have to keep layering and layering and layering. But at the same time, like I said, it pulls it off too. So you constantly layer all day if you were going to do it. Yeah, it splays nicely now. But when it comes to lathering on the face now, you do this and you have a bare spot right there. Wherever you do this, you have a bare spot because it's sucking it off instead of creating lather. It's sucking it off your face, and it's not really leaving much of anything else until you of course, brush it back on. So Barry, when he sent me this, we chatted when I first got this. He did say I could change the knot on it. So I'm probably going to end up doing that. And he suggested a knot. I think it's a G5C knot. Well, I'm probably going to put that in there. Of course, 24 millimeter. So hopefully when that, hopefully when that time comes, I can get the knot in there. I have to take this one out first. There's a way I'm going to do it. Hopefully it doesn't get damaged. If I do it slowly, it shouldn't. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of this knot, and it will be changed out. Love the brush handle. It's nice and comfortable. But, yep. So, a rating out of this one, I'd probably have to give it a 3. 3 out of 5. Because it doesn't keep the lather on your face very well. And that annoys me. Because I like big, thick lathers. And it's just going to keep thinning and thinning and thinning it out until you have very thin or hardly anything on there. I can usually see in the cheeks it just keeps getting thin. So yeah, eventually that'll be changed out. So put that one aside. And then this one. Cheap. Well, I think it's cheap. Compared to my other boar brush, this one looks like shit. The bristles keep coming out. Oh yeah, and it does this now. Just pops right out, easy. So yeah, I had plans on changing the knot out of this one. Well, it just made it easy for me. And I didn't do anything to this. I don't heat it up to here. I heat it to maybe to about here. When I soak it, I don't use hot water. I use maybe warm water. But yeah. So now I'm going to have to find a knot. I'm going to go synthetic again. Put one in here. I'm going to have to figure out what size this is and then find a knot that'll fit that. And then put a knot in there. It is, I don't know if you can see it. It is all the way through. It's hollow. So, yeah. This was almost 26, almost 30 bucks for this. In my opinion, a brush shouldn't be doing this at that price point. It was never a great brush to begin with. Yeah, no. If I would have known beforehand that our allied barber not too far from us had a Rockwell brush about like this, probably would have went and got that. But I didn't know even about that barber before I got this. So yeah. And I think he was out of stock a lot too. So, like I said, I'll be putting a knot in this. The last shave I did with this, and y'all seen it on video, it did very well. It actually surprised me that time I used it. The first time, no, it didn't do very well. But the last time I shaved with it, it came out with a nice lather. It kept the lather, held the lather. Spread the lather. It didn't suck it back in like the other one did. It did very nicely, and it put a nice, not a super thick one, but it put a nice lather on. And I didn't have to reload multiple times. Maybe once. But it was spread nicely. It did fine. It's just, it's a cheap knot. Like I said, it loses bristles. It never really keeps its shape, and it always looks like a hollow point right in here. All I was doing was combing it out, like I was told to. Just combing out, and then that's when I felt this wiggle when I was combing it, because there's knots up in here that I was trying to get out. And then when I did that, this wiggled, and I just gave it a tug, and it popped right out. So, I mean, I could still shave with it. I mean, it's in there decent enough. But Yeah, that'll be getting changed out. The rating on this is like, no, I almost dropped it. 2.5. It's not worth what they were charging for. They have different versions of brushes. It looks like the same knot, just different handles. For about 24, 26, maybe almost $30, it's not worth it. So if you see these in the store somewhere, don't get it. It's not worth it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do more research on that, see what the size is, so I can find a knot for that and put one in there. So if you all have a recommendation for a knot for this, let me know. Now that it just is willingly coming out. So yeah, that was the review of these two brushes. So I hope you enjoyed this. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it informational. And like I said, I'll be changing the knots out of both of these brushes. And if you want a review of my other brushes, let me know and I'll do a review of those. So have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.